pretty sure I have like dog hair all up in my shiz. What's going on, you the tube? I am HotMessNess, MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa, and today we are not tutorialing this eye look. No. Most people are wearing what they're talking about, but I am testing out an eyeshadow palette. This is Jeffree Star's Thirsty. Testing 1, 2, 3. Anywho, today's video is actually about dupes for the Melt Cosmetics palette, the Gemini palette. I believe wholeheartedly that this thing will come back into stock. That is my opinion. I just think it will. But if it doesn't, then, because you can sign up. If you go onto the Melt Cosmetics website, you can sign up to be on the wait list or the wish list or the email list, whatever kind of list that they have, to let you know when it restocks. So I think it's coming back. But say you didn't want to wait for all that and you wanted some dupes. That's what I'm here for. Then maybe later on down the road, I will do some looks with this palette, because I do like the shades that are going on here. I like them. And I haven't played with them enough to be like, hey guys, let's do a review. That's not what this is about. I did a live swatching on my eyeballs, mostly these colors for you guys, but I have dupes for you, or close to. These are not exact dupes. These are not 150% match, you know, 2 to 1, whatever, la la la. But this is just for you guys that maybe you just want this color, or maybe you just want this color, or maybe you don't want to spend that much money on a palette. All the dupes that I'm showing you are from indie brands. They are Looxi, Devinah, Sydney Grace, might have some mug in there. 2 of them I have affiliate codes for. I have affiliate codes for Looxi Beauty and Devinah Cosmetics. I don't for Sydney Grace, and I don't for mug. So whatever I'm showing you, it's because that's what I like, that's what I got, and I'm gonna show you. This is the truth of the matter, okay? Most of the time, for you to buy all the dupes of a palette, it would be more expensive than the palette. Not in this case. This is like a $58 palette. If you were to buy 10 single eyeshadows from Mug, Sydney Grace, Looxi Beauty, Makeup Geek, whatever the case may be, those all range between $5 and $6. Most of them are $5. So if you bought 10 shades from those websites, it would be $50. If you have an affiliate that you like from any of those things, then it would be cheaper than buying this. So there you go. Unless you're hardcore melts, there's options. This is a slew of the dupes that I have for you guys. Some of them are not, like I said, spot on, but we'll get to that. Some of them I have 2 colors for. Like, okay, there's this and there's that. Some of them I just went straight in for the one. The first shade is Luna. Luna is this brownie shade right here. So I'm gonna put the Melt Cosmetics shade on the top and the various dupes on the bottom. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. So this is Luna, similar to my skin shade. And the dupe that I have for you guys is from Sydney Grace. It is the shade, it is called Camel. I think that Camel I feel like Sydney Grace is more pigmented, but there you go. It's a little bit darker. But this is Luna, this is Sydney Grace's Camel. So there you go. There's the first dupey dupe. The next shade in the palette is called Gemini. It is a pretty color, but it's weirdly flaky. Like, I don't mind it, but it's messy in the pan. It's kind of got sparkles in it. There's Gemini. This one is Sydney Grace's Apricot. It's not exact, but it's the same kind of color story. It's actually not super close, but kind of close. You know, this has more of that peach, and this one is lighter in tone. This one is Sydney Grace Haley's Haze. I felt like this one was actually a lot closer. So let me retract this one. This is a little more rose gold than peach, but a similar kind of story. And I felt like if I mix these 2, I got a pretty good mix. I took Looxi Beauty's Magma and Lavish, and I felt like I got a pretty good dupe. And it just depends on kind of how you layer them. If I put Magma down first, now you see Magma has that orangey yellow base, but if I put Lavish on top, this one gets pretty darn close to this one. So yeah, it's mixing too, but I feel like they were pretty close. So see, sometimes with the shimmer shades, you can do that. And if I even add a little bit more of the Magma on top, I can change the shift in it. Let's see, I think Magma and Lavish are actually the closest to Gemini. I have 2 dupes for the next one. One is Lorelei. I would say Lorelei, but that's just me. This one is that orangey based kind of, you know, brownie mustard kind of transition tone. My 2 dupes are Paper Tiger from ColourPop. And one swatch of Paper Tiger is not exactly, but if you build it up, it gets there. See, there's Paper Tiger. And you can add a little bit more and really get it there. And then I also found that Sydney Grace's Haystack was actually a pretty good dupe too. Lorelei, Paper Tiger, and Sydney Grace Haystack. Alrighty, now we're going on to the brown one, Polkadot. Beautiful, rich chocolate brown. Looxi Beauty Butterscotch. Boom, boom. And then you have another one. This is Bambi. This is a great brown. This is from Devinah Cosmetics. Ooh, snap. So you have options. You have options. So, but either which way, I feel like they're both good. So here we are. So far, we've gotten 4 shades deep. Right now, we're going to go into the next shade, a deeper brown called Cupcake. So this is the shade Cupcake. I have a Looxi Cappuccino. So this is Looxi Cappuccino. It's more of the red brown. I also have Makeup Geek Mocha. It's actually a harder brown to find. It's just a neutral brown, but you'll see even Mocha is deeper, but it's got more of the like reddish kind of tone to it, like the purpley brown. Does that make sense? Undercover by Sydney Grace. And this one goes more purple, I think. But you're getting the same tonnage. I really do like this. I'm sure we all have this chocolate brown in our arsenal. I'm just having a hard time finding it. Let's move on to the next shade, shall we? The black. The black is Bonnie. It's supposed to be the blackest black ever. It's pretty black. I just ran my finger through it. So here is, whoa. That's Bonnie. And then I have Karma from Devinah Cosmetics. Yeah, Karma's black. That's black for you. I really want to find this perfect chocolate dupe. It might be Americano from Makeup Geek, not really sure. All right, the fun part, now we're getting into the greeny shades. The next one is a Leo. I found that these shades look so similar once they were blended. This one is Looxi Beauty's Moss. So this is Looxi Beauty's Moss. Leo has more of the yellow, but honestly, if you have any of these kind of other shades that are in the yellow tone family, you could add them, I think, and make it that shade. I just threw a little bit of Courtney on top of Moss, and I feel like it's very similar. So it's like, oh, I don't have those shades, but you do. You could literally take your brush and dab them in both and create a very similar color. The next one is the hardest one for me to dupe, and it is the shade Goalz. Goalz is the beautiful greeny, like, it's a really pretty green sheen, but it's got a yellow undertone. And there's one swipe to it, and it's got little flecks of glitter in it. So it was hard to dupe this for me. So I'm gonna give you a couple different options, and they did require a little mixing. Okay, so what I did was I literally took a yellowy orange color and a greeny shade. And then if you want to get real fancy with it, you could even take one like this. Like, this is the shade Gravity from Looxi Beauty, and you'll see it kind of has the same sheen, but it's more of the brown green. But if you added a lighter green to it, like Moneymaker, it can become more like that. But to really get that yellow, I added a little bit of Billion, and it's like, there's your dupe. It's such an interesting color, but I literally added 3 Looxi Beauty shades that I like: Gravity, Moneymaker, and Billion. It's Bold Lillian. I don't know what that means. But even if you just took the Bold Lillian, I always think of like bouillon, like a bouillon cube. If you took that shade and then topped it with Moneymaker, you're still gonna get a very similar. So you don't have to buy 3, but I feel like the Gravity added to it just really amps it up. So see, this makes it more yellow by adding the 2 together. So I don't have one shade that covers the shade Goalz, but I still don't feel like you buy a palette for one color. Not really. It took me 3 shades to dupe that one color, but I feel like when I mixed all 3, it's pretty darn similar, in my opinion. The next shade is called Fire OG, and it is the mustard greeny shade. I guess it would be considered the army green. It's like a khaki color. The shade that I have to dupe is Socialite from Looxi Beauty. So that's Socialite, and see how Socialite has a little bit more of the brown to it, but you're still gonna get that. You could add a little bit of moss if I wanted to keep that tone. Just added a little bit of moss to that, and I could tap on some more Socialite, and it's like literally the same color. Socialite and moss mixed together is like Fire OG, but you could just go with Socialite. At least there's more of a differential in colors, I feel, with the dupes. So here is Moochie right here, and it's that yellow base mustard shade, where this one is orange. They all end up looking like some kind of mustard. I guess it just depends on what kind of mustard you like. Maybe Dijon versus whatever. Okay, so that's Moochie. One of them is Token from Sydney Grace. It's a lot lighter. And then I have Courtney from Devinah. Courtney is so good. It's such a good color. There is Courtney. So literally, if you're gonna go out and get the dupes, if any of them aren't spot on, I'm telling you, you sprinkle a little bit of this and this, or this and this, and you end up with a truer dupe. So I hope you guys found these helpful. More so, not that you're gonna go out and buy every one of these colors and create your own Melt Cosmetics Gemini dupe, but if there's a color specifically that you want, that you feel like you're lacking in your collection, I feel like it would be any of these, and maybe this. This is such a pretty color, but we can find these dupes. And this one was harder for me to find. I literally mixed 3 shades, but it can be done. So you don't have to have the FOMO. You don't have to be feeling all kinds of funky. Yeah, I think it's just sometimes it's fun to know that they're out there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you actually want to see some looks with this palette. I want to play with these. But again, this isn't a review. This is just dupes. We're just here for the dupes. All right, guys, I think I'm done blabbering. That's it for today's video. Again, I hope you enjoyed my dupes. As always, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye. And you can subscribe down here or watch another video over there.